Good morning, everybody. It's Trent Klarenbach with Klarenbach Research. Today is October the 22nd, 2024. And yesterday we discussed yellow peas. Today we will discuss green peas. So the first chart I will show you is the long-term Klarenbach Green Pea Price Index for Saskatchewan. And this is a logarithmic chart. And again, I repeat myself often, but I do like to prefer to draw my trend lines on logarithmic charts. So I have two trend lines drawn here. Take a look at this upper trend line, how often it's been tested. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like 5 times it's been tested. And the more times the trend line is tested, the weaker it becomes. So interestingly enough, maybe we break out above this trend line and start making new highs. But this is this price is moving up and to the right, and I think that's the price direction we want our commodities to go into. Just look at this chart here quickly, or look closely, zoom in a little bit here, and you can see a head and shoulders pattern that was formed over the last 3 or 4 years. If you use your imagination, see a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder, and then we saw the expected move from that. So that was a inverted head and shoulders pattern, and we got the expected move from there. Got above that trend line, and we lost the trend line here this past year when the price pulled back. The price pulled back to a level of previous support, not surprising, and we're finding buyers at this level. But now, when we want to talk head and shoulders patterns, take a look at this. Is this a left shoulder ahead? Are we forming the right shoulder? Are we going to test this upper trend line, form the right shoulder? Will we break what they call the neckline, and then the price comes back down and tests this bottom moving average? Now, I have no doubt in my mind, I'm 100% convinced that this bottom trend line will be tested at some point in the future. Now, this trend line could probably be drawn better using a best fit approach and connecting here, and maybe that bottom trend line's up above $10, and that's probably where it should be sitting at at today's time in the chart. But nonetheless, I think this bottom trend line will get retested. The challenge is just when. So let's look at a shorter term chart here. This is again the KPI. And you can see our sell signals last year. Look at where the price pulled back down to. Buyers stepped in at this previous support level here. Again, this is inverted head and shoulders. We saw that price move. The buyer stepped in at that previous support level, not surprisingly. Also interesting to me was this was actually a 50% retracement level that I had drawn on here, right? And also the round number of $13. So you start factoring in confluence and different indicators, throw in a round number theory, and it's not surprising that we found support here. We became bullish, green peas, when we broke that 10-week moving average. We became neutral when the price was testing this previous resistance levels, and now we're bullish again. Now, how bullish are we going to be? When will our sentiment change to the upside? Well, we have previous resistance, previous support right around that $16 level. Now we're trading at $15.50 and on our KPI. So we have another 50 cents to go to get to that $16 level. Will it get there? Well, I'm not entirely sure, but we have this this resistance again, support, and then our moving averages are just overhead, and they're going to be crossing that $16 level here in the in the near future, in the coming weeks, maybe a month or two. So keep an eye on that. I think that $16 level could be an area of resistance, could bring a slowdown in the price movement higher, and it's a round number. If you haven't sold at 15, you might have your price targets in at 16, which would also bring in selling. So we'll see what happens. Keep an eye on those levels. Keep an eye on the $16 level and manage your risk on your farm and your cash flow accordingly. This is the logarithmic chart, and I've drawn a trend line, a little better trend line than the last one. And you can see that this trend line has been 1, 2, 3, 4. It failed on the fifth test of that trend line. And my theory is trend lines usually hold up for 3 tests, and then on the 4th or 5th try is when they fail. So that's what happened here. On the 5th try it failed. And then we got a retest of the trend line, which is what we expect and anticipate will happen. So maybe we got the retest, got rejected, and the price moved lower down to that $13 level. Again, you can see the rally. Will this trend line get retested again? You know, maybe it does, but we want to be aware of these possibilities. And often when it gets retested, you know, you look for an opportunity to go short or to make some sales at, you know, those opportunities there. So manage your risk, manage your cash flow on your operation accordingly. I don't have resistance till $16 on the KPI. My name is Trent Klarenbach. It's sunny in Saskatoon. Life's good.